Okay guys, I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. I just want to show you, I just finished making the review for the KumiKreator, and I said if there's a way that I can refill the same bobbins and show you how to do it, that I will definitely do that. And I want to show you that I did refill the bobbins just with thread, like this Super Pack Sensations. And to be honest, this would probably be really cool to do with the crochet thread, that really thin kind, because it's kind of like a nylon anyway, or nylon cording, what they use for like beading and stuff. But guys, all I did was refill this with like a yard of thread on each spool, and I just did it, and it's making it. And I think I even like this one better than this. You can see this is much thicker, right? This is the Kumi one. Same 8 thread bracelet, so this one's thicker, but look how cute. Okay, I'm gonna finish it up just so I know what to tell you guys as far as how to finish it, and I think we're gonna be good. So let me show you that right now. Okay guys, so I still have stuff laying around from when I just did the tutorial on the KumiKreator, and you know, I said obviously you have the thing, there was so much waste at the end of the spool, you used to pull it out. You can just braid that up and make yourself a simple little bracelet, but I was like, if there's a way to refill the spools, and if you have the KumiKreator, you know what I'm talking about, it's gonna come with a ton of spools anyway, and they're not super expensive, but they're not cheap. Like this starter pack comes with so many, like this is a lot, right? But if you buy a refill pack, I think it comes with, well, I'm not sure how many spools it comes with, but there's like $10 refill packs and $5 refill packs. So it's a beautiful bracelet, that's fine. I just finished up this bracelet and look how pretty it is. I mean, why wouldn't you just make your own with just regular floss, right? Or friendship bracelet thread, basically embroidery floss. So I have this pack, like this whole pack probably costs like 15 bucks. You get a 50% off coupon at Michael's or Joann's, and you get it for, you know, $7.50. I think the same one runs like 12 bucks or so at like Walmart. It might be a different brand, but it's gonna be the same size. So everything is the same. You still load the KumiKreator up the same, everything's the same. So what I'm gonna do is just pull one of these out to show you how I re-spooled it and how I put it in. Cause I remade this bracelet, guys, and there's so much more thread on here. I can make it probably 2 more bracelets, I would assume, because it doesn't even look like I did anything. Look at this. I mean, they're completely full, and I filled them up. So that's because I used about a yard of thread. And whenever I make friendship bracelets, I literally just grab the end of this stuff. Like, let me see, this one's easy to get. I'll get the end of it like this, and I pull it until my arm span is all the way open, like all the way out, right? So however long that is. So with my arm span, that's probably gonna be about 48 inches, maybe a little more, right? It's usually as tall as you are. Sometimes it kind of just coordinates that way. So that might be a little overkill because that's over a yard. That's like a yard, that's like 4 feet, 4.5 feet. So each thread that I put on here is about 4 feet long, okay? So if you wanna do the same thing, that way you load it up, you do all your bracelets, and you're like good to go to make 2 or 3 bracelets at once, probably 3 bracelets, you're good to go. I would do a yard, okay? So on each one of these, do about a yard, because I think it was overkill, I put too much. And I never like wasting, I'm sure you don't either. So, and then you still follow your little patterns, right? So this slumber party one has 1 blue and 7 pinks. You know, 1 white, 7 black ones, 1 blue, 8 yellow, or 7 yellow, whatever it is that you want to do. Just follow your pattern, but switch out your colors however you like, right, to personalize it. I do like this kind of bracelet here with black and white. It looks really cool because it's just the 2 colors and it stands out, right? So it's just kind of a fun bracelet. So I'll probably do something like that next. But the first bracelet I made, it required 8 spools from the KumiKreator, so I had 8 empty spools at the end. So all I did was, I'm gonna pull this off of here. At the end, after you're done, you pull off your spools, and basically they're throwaways, right? You just throw it away. So I'll show you real quick what I did. And you kind of want to look at it at the end if you don't want to get too confused. To me, it was easy to look at, and I've been doing crafts all like my life, so it wasn't hard to figure this out. So when you look at this thing, this has this weird little notch on the outside. When you put that onto your KumiKreator, that's what was kind of holding your thread so it doesn't unravel, and you pop it in so that's facing out, right? So the side's flat and this side's facing out. The thread unravels this way. As you're pulling it, what do you want to call that? It's going like this. I guess counterclockwise, right? It's coming out on the right. So when you look at this little spool, you have the front with that notch. Oh gosh, here we go. You have the front with the notch, right? That little bit. You have this area, and then there's like a space right in here. Look, I can get my nail in there. And then the rest of the spool. What was that noise? So, it was Diego. So you're gonna get your thread, you know, yard or 3 feet of thread. Like I said, mine was probably more like 4 feet. And if you look at it, you have it this way. You're gonna wind it up so that your thread is coming out the right side, right? Just like this. It's unspooling this way. So I just want to show you that again. Little notch in the front, right? That little tab, or it looks like a reinforcement hole. My thread is going this way, okay? I want you to be able to see that because I know it gets confusing. So we're gonna start rolling it around and around and around, but this way. So here's my end, and this guy's going to the right, okay? But to catch this end of the thread, oops, we want to get it in that little notch. Oops, I'm still waiting for this thing to focus. Right here, okay, I don't want to move too much because it'll probably unfocus. So all I'm going to do is hold this thread the same way, like I said, and kind of push it into the notch a little bit. I just use my nails. If you don't have nails, you can use a tool. But basically, even if you kind of pull it tight, if you just hold the end and kind of pull it, it'll just fall into that notch. Now see, my thread's not falling. It's in there and it's ready to go. And all I did was hold it. And if you hold it right here, your fingers kind of get in the way. So I just held it from the very edge. But, you know, again, if you don't have nails, you just hold it and just be careful. And just keep twirling around. And that's all you do. And it kind of like when you wind a bobbin on a machine. I wonder, it's too big for the bobbin machine winder, I think. It just starts falling into place. Like, see how I'm going back to the left now, and it first went to the right as I'm filling it up. And just fill it up. And that's it. And what I did was I left a kind of a long piece like this, and I got it, and I kind of went around the edge like that just to hold it. As I wound all of them, that way they don't unravel or just like roll out for me. But check it out. So here we go. Now when you go to use it, you unclip it from there. My son is talking real loud out there. And you're just gonna pop it in the same way. So again, your thread is unraveling from the right. I'm just gonna pop it in just like you do with the KumiKreator the first time. Ooh, I didn't want that to move. And I have it here. End of the thread goes through that little space. I have it here. And now you're just gonna use it the same way. So I already have the KumiKreator ready to go. It's down and flat, this tab is back. And so you're gonna pull it, you're gonna put it through that blue space, you're gonna clip it into that white space, right? And so we don't have to use the clips, the KumiKreator clips. You're going to braid the beginning or just leave it, and it doesn't matter. You can leave it long and flowing. I like to braid my ends. So pull out as much as you need for that to happen. So probably like in this area, so that you have like 4 inches of thread. You see how I just pulled it and it's kind of long? So I'm gonna do the same thing for the rest of them. I'm gonna pull this one and push it through there, push it through the clip, and then pull out so I have enough to braid at the end. And you're just gonna do the same thing for all of them. Pull it through the blue clip, put it through the white clip, pull it so you have enough for later. And this, I mean, I was just surprised that it made this much bracelet. I was like, I'm amazed that there's so much left on here and it works just fine. So again, pull this, pull it through there. And same thing with the KumiKreator, like if it's kind of loose, like see this one's like a little bit loose, just come back in here and turn your little spool counterclockwise to tighten it up. Again, pull through here. I'm just doing the whole thing because I know this tutorial isn't going to take too long. Or at least it doesn't seem like it. And the only other special thing you're going to do is at the beginning is just make sure these threads don't like fall into here and then get caught up in your kumihimo or your braiding. Okay, so I just put them all kind of facing back over here. You can tape them down if you wanted, but I wouldn't do that because you need to let this pop so that the thing will start moving. So you can also kind of maybe put a little tie in there, a little knot just to help you out. But see, now they're all ready to go. So now we're going to bring our notch forward to unclip it, right? And I'm just going to kind of hold these out of the way as much as I can. At the very beginning, it doesn't really get in the way, but then later it might. So now all I'm going to do, I'm going to back up a little bit, is start turning. So again, these, I had already laid them out because I didn't want to mess with it too much for this video, but you just follow your pattern. You push in your little guys where you want them, just like you did the first time with that thicker cord. And now I'm just gonna start turning. And hopefully you can see the thing is moving. It's moving up like it should. So, you know, if you let that fall, it might get in the way. After a while, it's going to be long enough that this is not going to be in the way. But I just like, I'm so impressed with that. Look at that. And there it is. Your little bracelet is becoming one. It's not coming out of this space. Nothing happens. So I'm gonna keep going. I know it's so loud. Sorry guys. I just want to show you how fast it is to make it in real time. What?
I want to play a game.
You want to play a game? Okay. And of course, if you have a small wrist, you can probably stop already. Basically, it's telling you to go ahead and just put the right. That's what you do, Kumi. You keep going until these red lines all match up. I'm gonna go a little further than that. It's not gonna keep moving, but it'll keep braiding. Okay, so that piece of the braid will just stay at the bottom. So this is basically where you would stop, right? And it's not gonna keep moving, this white part, but it's gonna keep braiding, and that braid is gonna start building down towards the bottom. And I'm just showing you that in case, you know, you want to make a longer bracelet or maybe a necklace. I don't know how long you can get it. You just have to kind of pull it tight yourself. Keep your hand here and pull it tight as you keep going, and you can do it. But, so this is all I did, and I stopped here, right? This is all I want. So now, I'm just going to come over here, and if you're afraid, like I said, put a little knot, I'm just going to grab it because it shouldn't unwind too much. So I'm going to pull this out. It's still held down here, and I'm going to hold all the threads in my hand. I'm going to loop them all around together and make a knot, because that's normally how I do my bracelets anyway. If I don't start off with a loop, like a closed loop, I start off with a knot. So I'm going to knot that. Now that's ready to go. Don't have to do anything with that. Down here, oh, I didn't bring my scissors. I thought I was ready to go, guys. Where are my, I'm going to go grab my scissors. Oh man, I could have finished the whole tutorial just in one shot almost. But anyway, that's okay. So I'm kind of pulling it tight, and all I'm going to do is pull on it. Not towards this because I don't want it to fall out, but see, I'm kind of pulling towards the back. And when it's about as long as I would need for my braids, I'm just going to cut it. Cut it. And you can see each individual one. Like if you think, oh, this one needs a little more, you can kind of give it a pull like this red one. This pink one, I'm going to pull it to the side before I cut it. And that one's already cut. That one has plenty. Ooh, one more. I didn't see that one. Give it a cut. Again, just take all this, loop it around. So there's definitely ways to make these longer, which is kind of interesting. I just realized that. I'm like, oh, if you just hold it tight. And you know what? I think that's true. You just keep going. Especially with this, because you put your own thread. And there it is. Super cool bracelet, nice, and I always like friendship bracelets like this material, like this feel of it. Like I said, it's much skinnier, obviously, than the other one, so then what I normally do is I take this, I divide it in 3 evenly, or as even as I can, and I braid it. So as you can see, it's just braided. And then put another knot at the end and cut off the little scraggly ends. Or you can leave it like this and tie that too. It just depends on what you like. Sometimes kids like this to just hang, and then it gets all like weird after a few days, you know, taking showers and everything else. It gets kind of does its own thing. But look at that. So hopefully it's something new. I don't know if anybody else has tried it. I barely got this thing, and I just started playing with it after I got back from Arizona with all this mess at my house. But hopefully you can try it out, and that's a good way to just refill. Now I'm like, I want to do the 12 braid or 12 strand one, because it'll be nice and thick. But see, this is an 8 strand with thickness, same pattern. This is what we just did here with the friendship bracelet. So it's not that much thicker, but it's thicker. Obviously, it has a different feel, but that's pretty cool, huh? So I'm happy to see that, happy to have it. I think this is a fun little tool, especially now that I can do my own refills. And look at that, I'm telling you, look what's still on there. There's still plenty of thread on these spools. You could probably make 3 or 4 bracelets easily. I thought 2, but now I'm looking at it, and 48 inches. So it's up to you. If you don't want to waste too much, maybe do your strands like maybe 20-inch strands. Loop it around, you know, and then put them on. But I always like to have a little more than less, because you don't want to end up not being able to finish your project because you ran out of thread, right? So again, the ones I used were about 48-inch strings on each one. You can do 36-inch strings on each one, and maybe like a 20-inch string if you're only going to do one bracelet and you kind of want to feel that out. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helped out, and I will see you at the next one. Bye now.